Hi, I'm Ryan. I work at New Creation Counseling Center in Tip City. Tonight I'm sitting here on my back patio again with my cup of coffee and chilling out. Wanted to talk about mindfulness tonight. Mindfulness it's a very simple concept, very powerful if you understand kind of what it's about and you work it. In a nutshell, mindfulness is about training your attention to focus on the present moment, okay? So if you think about your mind, you have this thing called attention, like things that you can pay attention to. You attend to A or B or C. Now we get to thinking that we can multitask and essentially pay attention to multiple things at the same time. You know, we can, like I can hear the fountain and think about the camera and then what the words are that come in my mouth. I can kind of think about all that, but I can really only predominantly pay attention to one thing at a time. So something's always going to get the bulk of my attention. Okay, so I think about attention like a spotlight, and it can really only shine one place at a time. And you know, you might see a little bit of things on the periphery, but you can really only focus on one thing at a time. Where we focus, what we mentally pay attention to, is where our feelings are going to flow from. Okay, in a previous video I talked about how feelings are a fruit that grow from the seeds of our thoughts, our beliefs, okay, our mental, our cognitive life, our thought life. And part of that thought life is not just what we think, but what we're paying attention to, okay? So here's an example. Let's say the scariest movie that you've ever seen is playing on the TV, and you are like glued to the TV and intently watching, and you are freaking out and you're nervous and you're scared. I remember the first time I saw the Blair Witch Project, I was in a theater, it was cold. I kind of still thought it was real at the time, and I was freaking out, like freaking out. Or like The Shining, to this day, still scares me. There's a part in The Shining I cannot watch because I look like a grown man, but actually I'm a tiny baby, and it scares me. So. But imagine you're watching the scariest movie and you're paying attention to it and you're feeling really scared. Now imagine then that same scary movie's playing, same movie, playing on the TV, but instead of watching it, paying attention to it, you're sitting over here talking to me and we're having a conversation. You know how you'll talk and the TV will be on in the background, but you're not really paying attention to it. In that second scenario where you're talking to me, you might hear the TV on, you know, you hear points where the music gets loud or there's a jump scare, but you're not really paying attention to it. You're not feeling that fear. So that's a very simple way of demonstrating that your feelings flow from what you pay attention to. So I'm sitting on my back patio, right? There's very little in this moment right here that is particularly depressing or scary or aggravating. It's serene. There's water flowing, birds chirping. Doesn't feel too hot. It's nice and comfortable. So there's very little here that would cause me to be emotionally distressed. However, I might be sitting here feeling really distressed. And if I am, the only reason is that in my mind, where that mental spotlight is shining not on the moment, it's not focused on the moment, it's focused on something else, something in my mind, beliefs I have, ideas I have, imaginations I have, thinking about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do about this project? How am I going to get started on this? And feeling overwhelmed, being preoccupied by that, being preoccupied by the past, being preoccupied by what I should have done. You know, but being preoccupied with the beliefs that drive the emotions. Again, sadness is driven by perceptions of loss. Anger is driven by perceptions of attack. If I'm sitting here in this nice, peaceful patio, but I'm thinking about my wife said that, how dare, I can't believe she said, why does she always have to do that? And I'm like Yosemite Sam in my mind, you know, and like that leaves me not peaceful on the patio, but angry, feeling angry because my feelings are flowing from what I'm paying attention to, right? So then along comes mindfulness that says, dude, you need to pay attention to what's right in front of you. And so the way that typically mindfulness works is teaching people how to pour their attention into their five senses, because your senses are always related to what's happening right now. So if I sat here and I didn't talk and I just attended to what I heard, and not just for 10 seconds, but I know I really practice it. And this takes a while to get good at it. You know, when you practice mindfulness, you basically start being terrible at it. Being purposeful in your attention is kind of what mindfulness is about, and honestly, we're not very good at it. Don't beat yourself up. It's kind of a thing, all right? So, but if I sit here and I pay attention, and my attention, because I'm directing it towards my senses, my attention starts to get more and more grounded, more and more focused in this present moment. More of my feelings are going to flow from this present moment. And now I'm starting to cut off the gasoline to these really upsetting emotions that I have that I don't want to have. Because I start paying attention to the moment, I'm thinking less about, whatever my wife did that I was upset about, or, whatever I was thinking about that was leading to the sad, depressed feelings, or the shameful feelings, or the scary feelings, worrying about what's going to happen here soon, and being anxious, overwhelmed, and panicky, whatever. Instead of all that, my feelings are going to start flowing from the present. I'm not thinking about that stuff, so I've cut off the gasoline to those upsetting feelings. So mindfulness serves in part to keep you from continuing to generate those upsetting emotions by stopping you from continuing to think about the things that cause those upsetting emotions. The other thing it does is, if you're in pain, if you're already having upsetting emotions, mindfulness can help you pay attention to something else other than the upsetting emotion. So like if you cut yourself and you're hurt, or you bumped your knee, and then you are able to get your focus on something else, well, you're not paying as much attention to that pain, and it's not bothering you as much, okay? So mindfulness also serves as kind of a distraction tool. So the way they teach mindfulness, there's a lot you could say about it very briefly. Mindfulness is about teaching your senses to attend to the present moment, and I just kind of was talking about hearing, but you can do it with sight, with sound. A lot of times they will have people, like in therapy, for example, they'll have you eat like a Hershey Kiss, and really just eat it slowly, and really pay attention to the texture, the smell, the sound of the wrapper. And then, it takes you 3 minutes to eat a Hershey Kiss because you're paying attention to it. Actually makes you enjoy it more. We kind of scarf things down. Mindfulness can really help you enjoy your food more and really appreciate the moment. So that's kind of what it's about. You're connected to the moment, so your feelings are flowing from it. So that Hershey Kiss, where you might have gone and eaten like 5 or 6 of them, you're really savoring and appreciating each one. Imagine living your life like that, right? You're just enjoying life, playing with your kids. I'm bad about this. Playing with your kids and enjoying your kids in the moment with your kids, right in the midst of a game or whatever, instead of kind of interacting with them, but you're checked out because you're looking at your phone or you're thinking about something else. Mindfulness is about teaching you how to ground yourself in the moment so that you can enjoy the moment, and you're less distressed about other things that are in your heart, in your mind, that you tend to think about, but that in that moment you're not thinking about because you're focused on the moment. Okay. That's it for now. More videos to come. Thank you guys for watching and paying attention. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.